Huh? Oh. Huh? Durr. Hey now, and welcome down to KC Toy Reviews. And I have the wrong background. I didn't change yesterday's. Give me a second here. Boom. You know what? Let's do this. Boom. How you like that? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Okay. Boom. Whew. I'll be honest. I'm definitely a little out of breath every time I dance like that. See if I can bring open the chat on a different window here. Definitely a little out of breath every time I dance like that. Okay. If I can bring open the chat. So I just got back probably, 20, 30 minutes ago. Initial observation of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is it was fantastic. Absolutely a must-see. Marvel is kind of back to their game. Obviously, the past release was Spider-Man No Way Home, and now we have Doctor Strange. Absolutely amazing. Fantastic. I'm going to warn everybody right off the bat, there's going to be major spoilers. I'm going to dive into everything. So if you want to know, about the film, here's the time. But if you don't want to know about the spoilers, I'll give you about 10 seconds to get the hell out of here. Okay, let's do it. Doctor Strange, Multiverse. So we can do it better. Too bad we can't do a... Yeah, that's weird. We can't do that, huh? So, 8.2 is the score. Right off the bat, it's an 8.2. Fantastic film. If you know Sam Raimi as a director, you have a little bit of insight immediately as to what this film is going to be. And it's as cheesy as it sounds. As soon as it started, probably the first 20 minutes, madness, right into the name of the film itself. It was madness. What did I want to see out of everything was the cameos. We're diving into the multiverse. We want to see those cameos. So fair warned, as I said, spoiler city. If you've seen Deadpool 2, it fairly certain that it's almost identical what happens. So if you've watched Deadpool 2 and you've seen the previews of it, it set up the X-Force. The X-Force was going to be this big part of this movie. Enter the X-Force. I don't know. They lasted, 10 minutes? 10 minutes into it. The X-Force lasted 10 minutes into the movie, and so did the Illuminati. Unfortunately, the Illuminati did not live up to the name or their hype. I'm jumping really far into it. So before we get to that, Deadpool 2, just remember what happened to that and the Illuminati, and we'll get back to that. So Wanda is the enemy of the movie. We're going to dive right into that. Wanda was the enemy. Fairly certain that I kind of knew that was coming, that Wanda was going to be our villain of the movie. But it was confirmed, 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the movie that she was the villain of the movie. Now, myself, my wife, we are huge fans of WandaVision. Not only do I think that that's a good show, I think that that's probably one of the best written Marvel shows to date. The way they weave that into actual old shows, tied that story together, a romantic twist to it. Bon appetit. One of the best shows to date. If you haven't seen WandaVision, and in fact, it's a good segue to say when I talked to my wife immediately, I said, this is basically WandaVision Part 2. And I mean that. Everything that happened in WandaVision basically teed up what she wanted to do and why she went on this rampage during Doctor Strange Part 2. So essentially, I looked at this as an extension or WandaVision Part 2. Street Profits, shout out. So Wanda went on a rampage. Now, if you've seen WandaVision, she lost her imaginary kids basically at the end. Now she's on this rampage in Doctor Strange 2 to find those kids or figure out some way to get back to them. Now, her plan to get back to these kids is to crack open in some way, and I'll get to there, some way or form, crack open the multiverse and find a point where she finds a multiverse or a universe that has those kids. And essentially, her idea is to kill the Wanda in that universe, and take the kids, in so many words. And again, we can kind of get to that point. But that's essentially the plan, is to rid herself of the Wanda in that universe and take the kids. So we officially have a Scarlet Witch. Now, before we dive a little bit further into it, it was sad. In my opinion, it was very sad. I love Scarlet Witch. I love the character. She's been with us for, man, I'm gonna get goosebumps saying it, 8 years or more. I mean, 7, 8 years or something in the MC universe. So she has been there along with us, fighting those battles. We went through WandaVision. We got deeper in love with these characters. For her to turn on us in this movie, I'm not gonna lie, I shed a tear. The introduction of Wanda through this movie, it made me teary-eyed. Let's just put it there. I'm not going to go too far into it, but I shed a tear. And the reason being is that it played that WandaVision music. If you remember the show, it played it, and it kind of had like a dream sequence of her with her children. And then it kind of cut from there to why she's doing what she's doing. So we now have that much teed up. WandaVision Part 2, Doctor Strange, whatever the hell we want to call this. From that point, all I wanted was cameos. Now we're talking the multiverse. The first thing that blew my mind is we're finally defined, and any nerd out there, it's finally, unless I'm crazy, it is finally defined as Earth 616. So in the comics, we now know that all of the heroes that we love and have been in love with for the past 10 years is from Earth 616. The Earth in this movie was 862 or something like that. So take your imagination from 1 to 800. There's hundreds and hundreds of different universes out there. Again, Wanda searching all of those for her kids. Doctor Strange is introduced to a character called American Chavez. Now, I'm not familiar too much with American Chavez. However, fantastic character, cool powers. Her powers are that she can crack open the multiverse and she can travel at will through whatever multiverse she wants. Interesting fact that I learned in the movie is that American Chavez is the only version of herself through the multiverse, meaning every single multiverse or universe has a character or version of Doctor Strange, Hulk, whatever, a different character or representation of that person. American Chavez has stated that she's the only version of herself. So she travels through all of the universes. She has yet to meet another version of American Chavez. Not sure what that means. Anybody else know what that means? Let me know. That one went over my head. So we're introduced to American Chavez. The reason being is Scarlet Witch was sending demons and crazy things after her, trying to capture her. She ran into Doctor Strange, and she has met several versions of Doctor Strange. Let's put it there. They meeting each other. Boom, bada bang, bada boom, bada bang. They fall into another universe. Now, pretty sure it was pretty straightforward. They were battling or something like that, and they just fell into another universe. They're battling Scarlet Witch. So they fell into another universe. Here's where the exciting part comes, in my opinion. Now, I like Doctor Strange. American Chavez, fantastic actress, cool character. I mean, she did her part well. But I wanted to see it for the cameos. It's all I cared about. Cameos. Show me the cameos. The universe that we're introduced to is the 862 or whatever, and we finally get the Illuminati. So he ends up at this place. I won't give everything away. You can watch the movie eventually. They end up at this place where they're captured by the Illuminati. Now, if you are fans of the comic, you'll know who the Illuminati is. Did they do us justice on the Illuminati based off of being a comic fan? They didn't. Unfortunately, they didn't. Did they do a good job? Yeah, I think they did a good job, but I really wanted to see Namor. I really wanted to see Superior Iron Man. I wanted to see Tom Cruise. There's a ton of rumors that I heard out there that were squashed. Tom Cruise, squash. He's not in it. Namor, squash. He's not in it. I mean, he's part of the Illuminati, so I don't know what the hell's going on there. We're introduced to the Illuminati. We are finally seeing John Krasinski from The Office as Mr. Fantastic. So Mr. Fantastic has finally entered our universe. Fantastic Four. He was cool. Not gonna lie, he wasn't bad. He was cool. Mr. Fantastic, another version of Captain Marvel. Now I'm perplexed at this because I would have thought if we were introduced to another version of Captain Marvel, that we would have been introduced to Monica Rambeau. We wanted to see Monica Rambeau from WandaVision. The hell happened to Monica Rambeau? Where's Monica? I don't know what happened with Monica. So Monica Rambeau was one of the characters from WandaVision. She started to develop her powers. My assumption, I was 100% certain that she was going to develop into Captain Marvel. So it seemed like they had a random actress playing her. Unless I'm crazy, it definitely did not seem like the actress from WandaVision. So they had another person playing Captain Marvel. We had Black Bolt. Black Bolt, if anybody knows Black Bolt from the comics, this character can just whisper and level a city. Literally, just the whole city's leveled. That's it. That's all he needed to do. Level a whole city. Here's a fun fact about Black Bolt. It was the same actor from the original Marvel Inhuman series. So if anybody has seen the original Inhuman series on ABC, horrible. I mean, we're talking bottom of the line, worst Marvel show ever created. The actor that played Black Bolt in that series reprised his role as Black Bolt in Doctor Strange. Interesting. I thought it was kind of cool. I dig the actor. I think he was kind of cool, and he had an upgraded suit. So it's kind of cool that there was a little bit of what we call that continuity or whatever between the ABC show and this, the garbage piece of crap ABC show that should have never existed. Anyways, beyond that, oh my God, what do we call her? Captain America Part 2. Captain Carver, whatever her name is, standout character, fantastic, absolutely amazing. She was really a standout in the Illuminati. She was another character there. And then, of course, the most exciting of the bunch. If we're all with each other right here, hold on to our britches, hold on. Professor X. Professor X rolled up into there in his chair. Now, I let out quite a scream in the movie theater when Professor X rolled up in his chair. It played the music theme from the original X-Men animated series. Come on. Did we deserve that as fans? No, we didn't deserve it, but you gave it to us. You gave it to us. So Professor X rolls up in the X-Men theme song from the original show. And there we have it. We have the Illuminati. We have everything from Mr. Fantastic all the way to Professor X. And then, unfortunate to say, WandaVision, Wanda, whatever you call her, Scarlet Witch, she killed them all. She wiped them all out. She killed every single one of them within 10 minutes. We're talking pop their heads, cut them in half, just laser beaming them, dropping statues on them, snapping Professor X's neck. Don't bring your kids. I'm serious. What she did to Black Bolt was almost gross. She blew up his head, basically. She blew his head up. So she destroyed the whole Illuminati in 10 minutes. And that's why I said in the beginning of the video, if you've ever seen Deadpool, they showed in the previews X-Force. They destroyed the X-Force within 10 minutes. They wiped them out. As soon as they deployed, they fell into electric poles and wood chippers, everything, just pure insanity. So, yeah, don't bring your kids. I wouldn't bring my kids, not to that. So yeah, she destroyed them. And then the rest of the movie, I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed. The Illuminati in that cameo aspect of the multiverse is really what I wanted to see. I thought that Doctor Strange, almost called him Mr. Strange, Doctor Strange would have cracked through several universes, and we would have, even if it was for 5 seconds, I just wanted to see 5-second glimpses of characters. I mean, give me 10 to 15 cameos. That's the first thing I said to my wife when I came home. I wanted to see 50. Maybe my expectations were too high, but I wanted to see 50 cameos. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to see 50. There were the 5 Illuminati, but most of them are revealed in the previews. I'd say Black Bolt. We saw Captain Marvel, Black Bolt, even the Captain America. We saw her. Captain Britain, whatever she's called. Yeah. Give me some more cameos, but there wasn't. Unfortunately, there was no more cameos. Mr. Strange, you like that? So unfortunately, there were no more cameos, and at that point, it was just basically Doctor Strange versus Scarlet Witch. And I don't have too much more to say about that. You'd have to watch the movie at that point. Just crazy powers, just insanity. There was an amazing part where Doctor Strange fought another version of Doctor Strange, and they used musical instruments. So he picked up all these musical notes with his hands, and then he pulled the notes off of the papers, and he was projecting them at the other Strange. The other Strange brought up, let's just say for the sacred conversation, like a guitar or something like that. He blocked it, and it was like a music battle, a back and forth music battle, which was absolutely fantastic. So, on that note, from the beginning of the film, within 30 seconds to the end, it was like hyperdrive. I mean, you could barely breathe. It was so out of control. Madness, as you see in the title, is an understatement. Sam Raimi is a genius director. I would say the only knocks that I would have on the film was the humor was god awful. The humor made me want to just question the director and say, like, come on, did Marvel put a gun to your head and force you to put these jokes in there? Which is my assumption. That's what my first assumption was. Is again, if you know the portfolio of Sam Raimi, he's a visual masterpiece, amazing artist out there, just a genius, absolute genius. Does a lot of horror stuff like that. So, the fact that those jokes were kind of forced in there makes me think that they were more of a Marvel saying, hey, you need 12 to 15 jokes, something like that. They just made no sense, but the jokes were bad. And then even Bruce Campbell, again, if you know Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell is very, very famous as a cameo actor to a lot of Sam Raimi films. He was there. I expected him to be there in some form or another. We all knew Bruce Campbell was going to be in there. Those two love each other. Bruce Campbell was there. The jokes fell flat. I'm not going to lie. We waited. We haven't seen Bruce Campbell in a Sam Raimi combination in how long? And the jokes fell flat. I don't know. Come on. Marvel, the jokes. You don't need to have jokes in every single one of your films. That's just my opinion. I'm trying to think. Did Moon Knight? I guess Moon Knight even has some jokes. Even Moon Knight. You don't need to always have jokes. You can do some serious stuff once in a while without all these crazy jokes. But anyways, pulling back from the joke aspect of it, just a visual masterpiece, almost insane. The director to be able to kind of connect and weave all that stuff together. Man, if you ever took mushrooms and watched a film like that, I don't even know what would happen. You'd be running and piss your pants, crapping your pants, or it could be the greatest moment of your life. I don't know. It could go either way with a film like that. It was pure insanity, just over the top, upside down, left, right, everything you can imagine. Obviously, the previews represent that to an extent, but some very visually stunning moments that were representative of Sam Raimi. And for his dive back into the Marvel universe, it's exciting. Hopefully he gets another film. Very, very excited to see if he gets another film. But trying to think other than that, any triumphant moments. Wong was fantastic through the film. Everybody loves Wong. Wong was really great. He was really a great moment. Right in the beginning, as soon as you saw Wong, you almost felt like, is Wong now more powerful than Doctor Strange? Um, but yeah, I think other than that, I'd start to wrap it up by saying fantastic overall. It was a really good film. The way they butchered the Illuminati, I wasn't a fan of that. We didn't need to butcher the Illuminati. Um, Maybe there's a hint that John Krasinski will be back as Mr. Fantastic. It's a possibility, but they butchered them all. Even when they killed Professor X, it's like you're gonna introduce him with the old X-Men theme song and then snap his neck in front of us. It just seems a little bit much. Hey, here's your old childhood theme song. Neck snap. I'm talking like literally you see Wanda grabbing his head and snapping his neck. I don't think we needed to see Professor X get his neck snapped. Just my opinion. Black Bolt getting his head popped. I don't know. Maybe that's a way to say to the fans, hey, that ABC show, we're going to kill the character off. Pop his head, kill him. There goes the ABC show. Professor X didn't deserve to get his neck snapped. That was, as I'm thinking about it again, I'm going to go on a rant, but it's just, why would you play the old X-Men theme song? I'm talking, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, we're talking about the theme song from when I was a child. I was a kid. That theme song, he comes in on that. I'm yelling in the movie theater, and then 10 minutes later, you're going to snap his neck? What Marvel movie we watching? What the hell is this, Saw Part 3? We're snapping necks now in Marvel? It's just, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, Wong is amazing. In fact, Wong was so good in the beginning of the film. I got a little teary-eyed, and I mean that. He was so fantastic the way he fought Gargantua or whatever the hell that monster was in the beginning. That I was thinking that hopefully they make a hot toy out of it, which I guess will be the last segment to just say, out of that film, as a insane collector of hot toys and 1/6 collectibles, my first thought was, what could they possibly be making after this? What are they going to announce? Sadly, and the reason I say sadly, it's just like a copy paste. I bet you they're going to announce another Wanda. I saw a tease of it the other day. I don't know what the hell could be different about the suit in Doctor Strange from WandaVision that would warrant an extra $300. But unfortunately, I feel like we're going to get another Wanda. Out of the variants of Doctor Strange, man, Defender or the badass one, I don't even know what the hell he was called. He fought some guy at the end in the musical instrument, as I mentioned, the musical mode fight. That would be cool. My sneaking suspicion, and I say unfortunately because I would be disappointed, would be they're going to go with zombie Doctor Strange. Now, I didn't mention it, but obviously it's bringing it up now. There was a point where Doctor Strange had to take over through the astral planes a body of a dead version of himself, which essentially then once it stood up, we're now calling it zombie Doctor Strange. Zombie Doctor Strange had an insane battle with Wanda. I don't know. Zombie Doctor Strange. I don't think we're gonna incorporate that into our collection. I think maybe my wife could mention that before this is over, but Zombie Doctor Strange, I don't know. We got rid of our Doctor Strange 1 and 2. So would we even want a Doctor Strange zombie version? I don't think so. Beyond that, if they did any of the members of the Illuminati, it would be cool, but they butchered them so fast. There's just no chance in hell we're going to get any of those guys. That's not going to happen. I mean, maybe a third-party company, but they killed those guys so brutally. They snapped Professor X's neck. What? I'm really processing this right now. How do you snap? I can't take it. How do you snap Professor X's neck? Of all the ways Marvel could have killed Professor X on screen. They snapped his... I'm so sorry. I just can't believe. I'm so sorry. Ugh. I just can't get over that they snapped his neck. We're talking like like an army movie. Army movies where they put their hands around the guy's neck and they go. That's what Wanda did to Professor X. She snapped his. I just can't take it. I can't take it. As a fan, and I bet you I'm not the only one, as a fan, when we heard Professor X's voice in the theater or in the trailers, or even lately, they're showing the chair a little bit, the yellow chair. As a fan, you're going to tease Professor X for months? You're going to tease this ass? You're going to tease this asshole for months and then snap his neck? I don't know what the message there was, Marvel. Like, honestly, I was thinking that for everything. Black Bolt blowing up his head. Was that a message? Was that like, hey, here's the reward to the fans for us delivering this piece of crap garbage Inhuman show on ABC years ago? Here's your reward, fans. Boom, we busted his head. But man, snapping Professor X's neck was next level. I don't even really care what the hell. Oh, you know what? As I'm saying, I forgot to say, I told my wife this. They turned Mr. Fantastic. We're talking about Reed Richards, Fantastic Four. Now, before I tell you what happened to him, how crazy and exciting is this for us to get Mr. Fantastic on screen? Woo! We waited a long time to get Mr. Fantastic on screen, and fans have been ranting and raving. John Krasinski, we want the guy from The Office, and I was cool with that. I thought that was good casting. They got him on screen. We have Mr. Fantastic finally on screen. Fantastic Four. Here it was, the moment as fans we waited for years. I'm talking years. If we remember that piece of crap, garbage, Fantastic Four that Fox made for us, you know what I'm talking about, director out there. That piece of crap movie that you all failed us with. We've been waiting so long for a proper Fantastic Four, and then you give us John Krasinski. He's on screen. You know what Wanda does to him? Think of Italian. Think of marinara. Think of some meatballs. You want the meatballs? What do you want with your meatballs and your marinara? She turned them into spaghetti! I'm not joking! She turned them into spaghetti! I was like, I can't show my kid this. She lifted the guy up on screen. He's suffering. The guy, as he's lifted up, he's suffering. He's going like, oh, and she's shredding him into hundreds of pieces of spaghetti. I was like, I don't even know what to say. Like, in the movie theater, I was like, this is for starters, first thing I was thinking, this is the first time I've seen Marvel go to this extent. Snapping Professor X's neck and turning Mr. Fantastic into spaghetti? Was that necessary? I think you could have just thrown a statue on top of him and maybe he couldn't have got out or something like that, but spaghetti and cracking his neck in front of children? There were definitely children in that theater. I mean, I'm telling you, there was children in that theater. So anyways, I'll go on and on about snapping Professor X's neck. I mean, I just, as I'm thinking about it, we should do a funeral, a rest in peace for Professor X. Anyways, I'm going to stop. Doctor Strange, 8.2 out of 10. It was a fantastic movie. Wanda's been one of my favorite characters over the past few months. Can't wait for the Hot Toys to come out with her. We can't wait for the Visions to come out and all of that stuff. So excited for what they did there. Just wanted to throw this up as one last reminder of Doctor Strange, the madness, the multiverse, all the craziness. Do I wish there was more cameos? Yeah. And I think I'll be honest. My initial reaction, I hate to even admit this, was disappointment. And it's not disappointment because the movie was bad. I think that my expectations after, if anybody have seen No Way Home, we all know Street Profits. This one goes out to you. If anybody has seen No Way Home, which everybody's seen it, I mean, you'd be a stupid idiot if you've never seen No Way Home. Oh, sorry. Uh, Everybody should see No Way Home. If you haven't seen it, you cool. If you've never seen it, it's cool. I love people who haven't seen it. But anyways, No Way Home is absolutely amazing. I think No Way Home set the bar for kind of what was coming next. And before I leave, it's kind of reminding me of a few things. Two last things. I'm kind of just everywhere because I just saw the film. I'm still digesting. I saw it literally an hour ago at this point. I still don't even know. My head is still going crazy. It's madness. The connection between Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange Multiverse, there was no connection. I mean, I don't understand that. If you're going to have back-to-back Marvel films, I mean, that was back-to-back, right? Yeah, Eternals was November, then we had Spider-Man, Eternals. I mean, Marvel, Eternals. They're good characters, but the movie, come on, you could have did better. Anyways, No Way Home, we cracked open into the multiverse and into these theories of the multiverse. Obviously, Loki as well, right? There is no connection between what Doctor Strange did to crack the multiverse in Spider-Man and what he did to crack the multiverse in Multiverse of Madness. Now, I thought that was a little perplexing. Wouldn't you have some type of ramifications or consequences? I mean, listen, what he did in Spider-Man No Way Home, let's be honest, kind of messed up. I mean, he did some messed up stuff just to help that kid. Cracked open the multiverse, people kind of made their way in and stuff. There should have been some connection of what he did into this film that led to, like I said, ramifications or actions. That's why they're after him of something like that. But it was just a totally different route into the multiverse. So I don't know if Marvel now is not planning as far ahead. You know, if we really need to think about it, we now have Loki, we have Spider-Man, and we now have Doctor Strange all diving into the multiverse, but all with different methods, dare I say. It's just strange. You would figure that one would have led to the other, to the other. I mean, that's usually the blueprint of Marvel. So, yeah. In the beginning of the film, unrelated to Doctor Strange, Avatar Part 2 preview. Completely. I know this is random, but Avatar Part 2 preview. I teary-eyed. It was absolutely beautiful, stunning as to be expected. Avatar Part 2 coming out in December or something along those lines, but man, that looked crazy. So if you're gonna go see Doctor Strange over the next few days, just be prepared. The Avatar preview, amazing, absolutely amazing. That movie's gonna be guaranteed gonna be a 9. Wouldn't even make sense if it wasn't. So, anyways, 8.2 out of 10. Multiverse, fantastic. Different versions of Strange. Sam Raimi's dive back into the superhero world. Amazing. The brilliant director. I can't stress enough what he pulled off in this is like, I don't even know how one's mind can pull off what they did there. So, great film. Sam, did we need to snap Dr. or Professor X's neck? I keep saying doctors. Too many doctors and Mr. Strange, Doctor Strange, Professor X. There's just all these different people out there. Everybody's got PhDs and stuff like that. How the hell? Where did Professor X even get his PhD? Did he give it to himself at his... Wait, he probably got it before he opened up the mutant school. So I'm on a rant there. He probably opened it up before the mutant school. But anyways, PhDs and doctors and laws and attorneys and lawyers and contractors and landscapers, all this stuff out there. Doctor Strange. Uh, we didn't need to kill Professor X. We didn't need to kill him. Before I sign off, I just got to say it one last time. Professor X, it's sacred to a lot of us. I mean, did Sam know the history of Professor X before he snapped his neck? Does he know we've waited a long time to see Fantastic Four and X-Men? And I mean this. Did he know that? I'm sure somebody at Marvel would have prefaced him and stopped him, but you'd think if he knew the history of Professor X between the fans, he'd say, we shouldn't snap his neck. Somebody's writing that down in the script. You're gonna write this down in the script, and just some psychopath writing this script. What? Hey, you psychopath writer, whoever did this, writing this down. And then as Professor X dies, and he looks left and right, Wanda snaps his neck. Who approved that? You don't snap Professor X's neck. I just can't believe they snapped that guy's neck. Can't believe. I love Professor X and the X-Men. Anyways, 8.2 out of 10. I don't even know what else to say. Avatar preview is good. 8.2 out of 10. Don't snap Professor X's necks. Maybe I meant because of multiverse. There could be multiple Jesus Christ, Professor X's. Anyways, Casey Toys. Catch you guys next time.